Hi, my name is Kris Leverton, and I'm a grade 4 teacher based in Singapore. And so for my Capstone project, I decided to do a lesson based on the soil composition resources found on the National Geographic website. This was part of a larger unit based on rock cycles, water cycles, and the carbon cycle. I chose this lesson largely because it gave us an opportunity to get outside, get our hands dirty, and connect with nature as a class. However, around the time that I started planning the unit, our school closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This meant that our method for delivery had to be very different, as most of the learning would be done digitally. So with that in mind, what we did was we selected another activity from the National Geographic website and learning library, and that was the outdoor family fun. And so we ended up combining the soil composition resource and the outdoor family fun resource. While there were obvious links in this lesson to geological and ecological perspectives, there was also some really authentic links to global and local scales. While most of the children were stuck at home on a very localized scale, it was great to get them outside and start thinking about things on a global scale. The lesson was designed in a way that met many of the areas of the learning framework, including the attitudes, skills, and knowledge. However, due to the situation, it meant that some of the areas that we had anticipated meeting were actually different. For instance, areas of collaboration were no longer possible. However, things such as communication and problem solving became much more relevant. It was really important for us that we got the delivery right, as we were in a situation where motivation could be a really limiting factor. We wanted to get students in an explorer's mindset, and so we presented our lessons online in a way that would be fun and interactive. This included having a lesson where we all dressed as explorers. This seemed to have a really positive effect, and students were going out into their local areas and looking at the world in a way that they hadn't before. Most of them live in quite residential areas and quite built-up spaces, and they were going out and identifying nature among their buildings and condos and things. These are just some of the photos that the students took as an extracurricular activity that they chose to do in their own time. And so when it came time to collect their own soil samples, the students were already in a mindset of curiosity and observation. Following an in-depth observation of their soil samples, students were asked to separate the mixtures and solutions within the soil in order to identify what the soil was made of. They were given a number of different options and suggestions and asked to follow the scientific process in doing so. Students recorded their findings in writing and also in photos and videos. Most of the students were working just with what they had in their kitchens at home, so their level of problem solving was at a level that we weren't expecting and perhaps wouldn't have had in the classroom. We had a wide range of different things being used and different approaches to separating the things within the soil samples. This made for really rich discussion when we were reviewing and reflecting upon the process as a group. Students seemed to love the opportunity to get out of their bedrooms and get their hands dirty. Students had existing knowledge of the water cycle and were learning about the rock cycle as we carried out this lesson. They also went on to learn about the carbon cycle. And this lesson acted as a great piece of experiential learning for which to contextualize everything they'd learned to this point and then went on to learn. I look forward to delivering this lesson in the classroom next year. Thank you very much for watching.